How's it going, guys? Today I wanted to make a video on psychedelics and how they can impact your spirituality and how they can harm your spirituality. Because like everything has to have a balance, and I'm gonna get into how I heard about psychedelics, my experiences with psychedelics, and yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna start when I was younger. I started questioning things like when I was in school at a younger age. I would just everything just felt so repetitive, so robotic, and I just started really questioning like something isn't right. Like there's all these people just doing this, and they're not thinking the way I am. I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this stuff, but at the same time, there's a deep part of me that's like, this is wrong. Like this isn't me. This ain't right. And then people are saying, oh, this is what you have to do, you know. But yeah, and I just started like questioning things a little bit. I started looking at how animals are, and I'm like, well, they're living on the planet, and so are we. Why don't they have to do this stuff, and why do we? Like, why are we so different? And then these questions and more intriguing things about nature just started building up with me, and sooner or later, I didn't know the universe was working for me. And at this point, I was a Christian, the whole twisted version of Christianity, I should say. And it brought a lot of fear. People saying how you got to do this, you're gonna go to hell, hell this, hell that. It's just like the entire thing was based more on fear and forcefully being obedient to these twisted versions of the truth. I would literally sleep with a cross like on my bed out of fear, not because I genuinely understood Yeshua, which now Yeshua is one of the biggest spiritual influences in my spirituality now. But see, I didn't know that. I mean, I still called him Jesus back then. I didn't know any of the truth and stuff like that. So all these questions just started really getting the ball rolling in my head, and I just felt like something wasn't right. And the universe started working with me, and I didn't even realize it, because like the universe knew. Like I wanted to know God, like I wanted to understand the truth because I wanted to know, not because it was passed down. And like that's what Christianity was doing. It was just like, here the family did this, here you can have this religion, and it just didn't seem right to me. Just like my whole life was just like handed to me, like you get this name, you get this, you get that, here's you go to school, you do this, you do that. It's got me really, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And like I said, the universe kind of brought psychedelics to me. Like I was doing some research, and I heard about astral projection, and I had worked a little bit with lucid dreaming like in the past. But you know, astral projection kind of caught my interest, and you know, I'd done it a couple times, and then I realized that there's something beyond all this, and it really just got me going. And then I heard about magic mushrooms, and I was like, they say they make you more connected to nature and all this stuff. And you know, me and a buddy tried it, and you know, I did not expect what they were. Okay, I was pretty like I was pretty skinny back then. I was pretty short, pretty small. So like I only took 2 grams, but I mean it was pretty potent for the age I did it. They just opened up a big door in my mind and started really getting me on the roll with spirituality. And for a long time, like I really thought that the only way you can have these spiritual experiences was from psychedelics. And like coming years later and just experimenting with them, and then having time away from them and really truly realizing, I've realized what psychedelics are. And I've seen, like, just to let you know, guys, I've seen on the video time of this video, I've been seeing like synchronicities in all like the duration of the video, like 1, 2, 3, 111, 444. Like I'm seeing them all, and I just figured I'd throw that in there because like, you know, the universe is backing me up with this talk right now. I've realized that psychedelics, they're kind of like a cheat code for this reality. There are many ways to attain enlightenment through deep meditation, and I practice a variety of different things, different yogas, different meditations. I'm going to be making a video on Kriya Yoga, which is the technique of Mahavatar, Babaji, and Yeshua. That's coming soon. But yeah, going on to psychedelics though, like I said, they're like a cheat code to reality, and it's like you just take a small amount of these, and with the right intention, it's like you could just get a glimpse into what these higher experiences that take years to form. But like at the same time, like you can't rely on them. Like they won't just make you enlightened. Like you can't just take mushrooms, take acid, smoke DMT. I mean, you'll realize a lot of things, and it may change you in that regard. But you're not just going to be immediately enlightened like the Buddha, like right after your trip. Like that's a big misconception. And like I was listening to some of the comments from Sadhguru about psychedelics, and I respect Sadhguru a lot, and I think he's very, very knowledgeable, and almost everything he says, like I resonate with 100%. But when he talks about psychedelics, it's a little iffy because I personally feel he doesn't have the experience to be speaking on them. Like the thing about enlightenment, and everybody's on their own path with the entire process, but when you truly don't have experience with something, it's really hard to speak like you know. I mean, a lot of people can fall into this thing, and I'm not saying he's doing this, it's just when you take this persona like I am enlightened, I know everything, it kind of deludes you a little bit, and I don't mean any disrespect. I'm trying my best not to, because like I respect Sadhguru, I watch him daily, he's very knowledgeable, but he says pretty much how it's just a chemical experience in the mind, which physically that's true, but I can say personally that I would not be where I'm at without psychedelics showing me. Like I haven't taken psychedelics in probably a year or something like that, because my last trip pretty much told me you want all these answers, but the answer is just living, being alive. That is your answer. And then, at that point I was like, okay, I'm content for a while. I don't really need these psychedelics right now. Like, the trip is life. Like, the spiritual journey is life. And the psychedelics can show you, like, they can lay the path, but you have to walk it yourself. If you use it for spiritual purposes to open you up and really just show you what's possible in this reality, you can start self-exploring through meditation after that, and breathing and just being present in the moment, and worrying about your health, and like that. My spirituality mainly came after I stopped psychedelics. Like they really started lifting up. Like I've been on the spiritual path since 2017, starting with uses of mushrooms, acid, things like that. But like I said, now I haven't used psychedelics in quite a while, and like I said, I feel like I've gotten more spiritually uplifted since not using psychedelics. So like there's the way I see it is, in the modern era, psychedelics are very helpful with all the influences and just the way things are nowadays. It's like a vitamin. It's a spiritual vitamin, It's a boost, because this world is a lot more hectic than the world of the past, where other individuals got enlightened. This is definitely a different situation, and I definitely feel that they're helpful. But like I said, in moderation, because then there are those people who don't use psychedelics for this purpose, and it's just a way to get mind fucked, and that's not good for your mind for that purpose. That's not good for anything. It's a very confusing way. Like I've been through that at the beginning, not really truly understanding. And these things are medicine. These sacred substances, they're from God. They're medicine. You can't take them just to have fun, because it'll show you it ain't so fun. You gotta respect them. So yeah, ultimately, the use of psychedelics can truly help you on your spiritual journey, but you can't rely on them as a crutch. If you only are talking awakened and enlightened through the use of these substances, you might want to check and really do some deep analysis on if you're truly enlightened or not, because I fell for that like a few years ago, and I feel like I truly didn't get to where I'm at now until I realized that the awakened truth comes from within, not from the substance itself. The substance can help you realize, just as anything else, it's in your external environment. Everything is like a story, everything's a message, and you just got to be able to put the pieces together. And the way I see it is, psychedelics, for me at least, are just part of that message, and I just decoding what the external environment has to say and how it works with the internal environment, and then just sorting it out in myself. So ultimately, like I said, psychedelics, they'll help you on your spiritual journey if you use them properly, but you cannot rely on them. I just figured I would touch on this because, like, I seen Sadhguru talking about this, and like I said, I respect him a lot. But I just feel like he personally doesn't have the knowledge to speak on it because he's never done it. And people were asking him about it, and I mean, I understand, like, he found his way, you know, without that, so why mess with the chemical structure of his mind and risk changing that? Because, like, once you find yourself, there's really no need to take psychedelics because they reset your brain and, like, they help you, but, like, once you've truly, like, are at a point where there's nothing that more other than just experiencing, and that's, like, the true awakened state, there's really not a point to continuously experience this stuff. I mean, unless you're using it for the intent of exploration, but as far as knowledge, like, once you find yourself, they kind of become obsolete on your spiritual journey. So psychedelics are a phase on the spiritual journey, but they're not the end-all be-all result. So yeah, that's my thoughts on psychedelics and spirituality. I hope you guys took something away because I feel like this information isn't all in one place, many places on the internet, and I figured I would kind of put it all into one video about how psychedelics really fit into all of this, because there's some that say it's just a drug, and then there's some that say it's like Buddha state, right? And like it's like even in Buddhism, they're like the middle path. Like everything's a balance, right? They have their positives and they have their negatives. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace and love. I'll see you all soon.